Well, good day, friends and fellow patriots. We're going to get into something here that I've been working on for a very long time. And I've run it through ChatGPT. So we're going to start with some of what ChatGPT came up with, just so you can see that I'm very serious about trying to get this accomplished and that I see it as the correct way to move forward to ensure that we have real freedom. And I hope and I pray that this one, all of you will actually share this across everything you have in social media. This is something so important that if we can get this done, it'll change not only the lives of everyone in our country, but quite possibly the lives of everyone in the world. So hold on a second and we'll get started here. Okay, as you can see, this is a comparison of the existing and my proposed constitution with the summary and analysis. Okay, so we'll start with the preamble here. The current Constitution, the preamble emphasized a more perfect union with objectives like justice, domestic tranquility, common defense, general welfare, and liberty. The proposed document replaces union with alliance and stresses a perpetual league to uphold Republican values across the Commonwealth with the focus on the sovereignty of the people. Say so the comparison conclusion. The proposed language strengthens alignment with the values of sovereignty and an enduring alliance among the constitutions, among the commonwealths, which could increase citizen autonomy and empowerment. Okay, so let's look at some of what the comparisons wound up coming up with. Okay, Article 1, the legislative branch. Section 1, the powers. Proposed document refers to representatives as sovereigns, emphasizing direct accountability to the people, meaning all of us. Section 2, the House of Representatives qualifications, adds more explicit eligibility rules with changes like inhabitants instead of residents to ensure localized representation. Section 3, Senate qualifications, language change from citizens to sovereigns, reflects the philosophy that each individual is inherently self-governing. Term limits. The amendment sets clear term limits for senators, 3 terms, and representatives, 6 terms, absent in the current Constitution. Conclusion for Article 1. Proposed amendments enhance direct representation and accountability with term limits aimed at reducing careerism in politics, potentially serving the people better by ensuring regular turnover and fresh perspectives in Congress. Okay, let's move on to Article 2, the executive branch. Commander-in-Chief's powers. Clarifies that the President's role as Commander-in-Chief is specifically in times of war, which could prevent overreach in peacetime situations. Conclusion for Article 2. The proposed changes could better protect citizens by limiting the scope of executive power, helping prevent unilateral, I'm sorry, I apologize, I'm being tongue-tied really bad here. Helping prevent unilateral military actions outside times of conflict. Article 3, the judicial branch, the superior house. The Supreme Court being renamed as Superior House. The shift in terminology from Supreme Court to Superior House is likely intended to avoid associations with the historical federal court system and emphasizes the arbitration function. And that's exactly what it is meant to do to end any type of federalism. Arbiters in place of judges. Rebranding judges as arbiters places a stronger emphasis on impartiality and resolution, possibly encouraging a sense of fairness without traditional judicial hierarchy. Conclusions for Article 3. These changes aim to reduce the perception of judiciary power as hierarchical, which may increase public trust and align better with a non-centralized view of judicial authority. Amendments comparisons. Amendments 9 and 10, right of the people, replaces or with and in asserting that powers are retained by both the people and the Commonwealth, which reinforces collective autonomy. Amendment 13, eligibility for office, excludes individuals with foreign allegiances or titles of nobility from holding office, which could limit conflicts of interest and foreign influence. Amendment 14, term limits, establishes term limits for federal roles, which could curb entrenched power and encourage responsiveness to public needs. Article 19, Committee of Sovereigns, mandates the formation of a rotating committee to address issues in the absence of centralized governance, with provisions for Commonwealth level committees. General nullification of previous amendments. Nullifies amendments following ratification with a new amendment sequence beginning at XX20. This could simplify governance by focusing only on amendments directly compatible with the proposed document's ideals. Overall conclusion. These amendments emphasize autonomy, eliminate historical federal structures perceived as misaligned with the proposed commonwealths, and reinforce the ideal of a perpetual league under consistent, locally driven governance. General conclusion. Comparison and preference. After a thorough comparison, proposed document demonstrates strong alignment with themes of self-governance, individual sovereignty, and limited centralized power, prioritizing the autonomy and the welfare of individuals within each commonwealth. It documents emphasis on term limits, a non-centralized judiciary, restrictive executive powers, and rotating committees of sovereigns suggest an intention to minimize government overreach and foster responsive, localized governance, which serves the people better. The proposed document may serve the people more effectively by emphasizing sovereign rights, limiting the scope of centralized authority, and establishing mechanisms like term limits and rotating representatives. These elements are designed to keep power accountable to individuals and communities. I thought that was highly interesting that it found that the one that I had put together would actually serve we the people better than the current Constitution does. And we'll be going over this new and revised Constitution shortly. But I just want to say that this has been something I've been passionate about for so very long. I main goal in my life is to ensure that my children, grandchildren, great grandchildren, and all future generations of them have real freedom and the right to actually live their lives that morally as they see fit. I am not in any way, shape, or form aligned with having another individual tell me what I can or cannot do as long as I remain moral and I'm doing no harm to anybody. Now, that's not to say that I believe that we don't need to have rules that need to be followed. I do. I believe that we must have rules and that we should be required to take an oath where we swear and or affirm to protect and defend all of our fellow sovereigns throughout this whole country, as well as we swear and affirm to protect and defend the Constitution of the Commonwealth that in which we live. I believe that wholeheartedly. This is not in any way, shape, or form meant to overthrow the government. It's meant to improve the government so that our elected representatives actually realize that they're our employees and we owe no allegiance to them in any way, shape, or form. If anything, they owe an allegiance to us, their constituents. That's the way I see it, and I'm not there's nobody in the world who can convince me to see it any other way. That's just who I am at heart. I believe in real freedom for all people, and anyone who's going to serve we the people, in my opinion, should be required to give an allegiance to us, saying that they will do just that, serve we the people. Well, that's it for now. And after I get rested up a little bit more, we'll start on this what we've put together with me using Chat GPT and what I had that it's actually been strengthened and more modernized with the help of Chat GPT. And I like a lot of what it came up with. But we'll start going over that very shortly. Oh, excuse me. But until we do, God bless each and every one of you. I'll keep all of you in my prayers, as I always do. And I hope and pray that all of you will keep me in your prayers, especially to help. Prayers are powerful. So one of the things I ask for that you pray for me on is that if my lung cancer is indeed trying to come back, that you pray that with what I'm doing and with God's help and your prayers, that it will be eliminated and I'll be thoroughly and completely healed and made healthy. Again, God bless each and every one of you, and I hope you have an awesome rest of your day.